Since we're talking about MAGA idiots, let's talk about her counterpart, Lauren Boebert. Lauren Boebert, we're going to take a couple minutes on this one. It's a bunch of little clips, like small clips, but Lauren Boebert, man, she's having a rough time. So she's ditching her district, going to what she thinks is a more friendly district, but she's going to get primaried, so we'll see what happens there. And then she had the Beetlejuice thing. She had the thing where she was in court with her ex-husband, and there was a accusation that she assaulted him, or there was some domestic violence thing in court. They've had multiple calls of domestic violence before, but then this happened just recently this week.
New information tonight. Police on the Western Slope confirming to Fox 31 that Colorado Congresswoman Lauren Boebert is under investigation after an incident with her ex-husband. They reportedly had this incident in a miners' claim restaurant in the small town of Silt, that's near Rifle. Silt police are handling this investigation. Authorities were called there around 9 p.m. last night. However, no one was arrested or taken into custody. Boebert released this statement earlier, responding to rumors about a punch being thrown, saying, quote, "This is a sad situation for all that keeps escalating and another reason I'm moving. I didn't punch Jason in the face and no one was arrested. I will be consulting with my lawyer about the false claims he made against me and evaluate all my legal options."
So she met her ex-husband at a restaurant in Silt, Colorado. Not too far from where I was born, which is why
I did not punch them in the face.
Yep.
That is a super specific thing to say. I'm just
for
something that I don't even know what to say about that.
Well, that was the local Colorado Fox network. This was CNN. Oh my god, this is so good. It's so fucking juicy.
The look on her face as she's going into it is actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
Didn't punch Jason. That's actually what you now have to hear from Colorado Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, who has to speak out after an incident with her ex-husband where the police were called. The Republican Congresswoman denying anything happened, saying, "I didn't punch Jason in the face," and no one was arrested. So here we are, an investigation now underway, and it is not the first time in recent months that a person who is actually a member of Congress has been under fire for this kind of behavior. Lucy Kafanoff is out front.
We don't have to see the rest. That's just...
So... Is this like some sort of a direct correlation to watching too much trash TV? Is America watching so much trash TV that we're starting to elect people that create trash TV in the news for us? Or what?
Well, my thing is, we're both Democrats.
Yeah.
Not by choice, but by necessity, because there's no left party. The Democrats are the moderates, let's face it. There's no left party, so that's what we got. I mean, what was the line from Ferris Bueller's Day Off where he tells his friend Cameron, he's like, your car's a piece of shit. He's like, my car's not a piece of shit. He's like, it is a piece of shit, but you should be lucky. I don't have a piece of shit. I have to worship yours. It's the same thing. I live in Oregon. We don't have a baseball team, so I have to worship the Mariners. Right. I mean, that's just how it goes, right? But that's the thing about being on the left. Is it's like, okay, we have the Democrats, but do you ever see the Democrats getting in shit like this? Rarely. It's so not the. I mean, sometimes they get into shit. I'm not saying they're all perfect, but rarely do you see this kind of shit, especially. For the Republicans, it's like every week, one of them's doing something criminal, sex abuse, domestic violence, drugs. I mean, and they never cop to it. They always just lie. And it's always just a joke. All right, so let's get a little bit deeper into this, because this is not a new thing for her. This is old hat.
The far-right firebrand. I am announcing my candidacy for the 2024 Republican nomination to represent Colorado's 4th Congressional District.
Last month, Boebert announced she will be switching to run for a seat in Colorado's more conservative 4th District, rather than facing a tough re-election bid in Colorado's 3rd District.
This announcement is a fresh start following a pretty difficult year for me and my family. I had never been in politics before, and I'd never been through a divorce.
I'm Lauren Boebert, and I approve this message. As her divorce was still being finalized, Boebert made headlines last September when she was booted from a musical production of Beetlejuice in Denver. Surveillance footage shows Boebert vaping inside the theater, taking flash photos with her phone, and raising her arms to dance. Her theater companion seen here fondling her breast. She was eventually escorted out of the show. Video shows her flipping off security.
I was a little too eccentric.
Boebert defending her behavior in an interview on OAN.
I'm very known for having a animated personality, maybe overtly animated personality. I was laughing, I was singing, having a fantastic...
I want to clarify this. We covered the whole Beetlejuice thing, where she was at the Beetlejuice musical. She was grabbing the guy's crotch. He was groping her. She was vaping. There was a pregnant woman behind her who asked her to stop, and she told her to fuck off, basically. And then security had to escort her from the musical. I would like to add a correction because we made a huge mistake on that story when we covered it. We were like, look, sometimes you go on a date, you have a few drinks, mistakes happen. It happens. We were wrong on that because that was a matinee show.
Oh, really?
On a weekend. That was a children's version of that show.
I did not know the truth could get weirder.
Oh, yeah. That was like 2 p.m. in the afternoon on like a Sunday. I thought, we thought, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize. We were wrong. We thought it was like 9 o'clock on a Friday night.
Legitimately, I was assuming it was your standard sort of like show starts at 7:30, 8 o'clock situation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
But you know what? Okay, look here. You know what? I'm gonna try for her. I don't even like her, and I'm gonna try for her a little bit because I just have to hope. I have to hope there's something here that can even slightly make sense. You know what? There are unlimited mimosa and Bloody Mary specials and sangria specials with brunch all the time. And brunch makes day drinking way more socially acceptable. So maybe there was an unlimited brunch drink special before this matinee.
Yeah, maybe. But still, if you're at a theater with a bunch of children and you're sitting in front of a pregnant woman, I mean... Look, if it was 9 o'clock on a Friday and it was a pregnant woman behind me and she was being kind of irritating, I could sort of see it, maybe. I mean, I would be cool. I would be cool personally, but I could sort of see where you'd be a little irritated. But a pregnant woman sitting behind you and children all around you on a like Saturday or Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. and you're blasted and yeah, no, you're in the wrong. I mean, there's a context there.
Yeah.
So I know we're.
Yeah, you're kind of wrong there.
Yeah, you done goofed. You done goofed. I don't know what to tell you. All right, so we're stealing a lot from the Midas Touch today because they covered this in depth, and this is so funny, and they had so many great clips. So that we got this from Gabe Sanchez with the Midas Touch. He's going to cover a couple more, and I just want to run through these real quick because they're just so hilarious.
Boebert was arrested in 2004 after exposing his penis to underage girls in a bowling alley. And
he's talking about Lauren Boebert's husband. He was arrested. He showed his penis to a bunch of underage girls at a bowling alley. Did you know that, Lace?
Wait, what?
So Lauren Boebert's husband, in 2004, he was at a bowling alley. He pulled out his penis and showed it to a bunch of minor girls.
what's with men and doing weird shit like that, and the minors? Like, what happened?
What?
Has happened?
Don't give this to all men. I've never done that.
Listen,
I don't.
Anyone in the below want to explain to me the appeal of pulling it out in front of people? I don't understand. And then let's add that these are minors.
Look, I mean, I don't.
Listen, I'm just saying you don't see women yanking out our tatas and like flashing them at people or whatever. Like, what is that?
Unless you go to a strip club, but that's a different game.
But then that's somebody's literal job.
Well, but furthermore, anybody who goes to a strip club is looking to see that.
Right. I don't go to a bowling alley looking for anybody to pull out any body parts at me. I'm just saying. Oh my God. Okay.
I don't go to Benihana and pull my pants down and go, everybody look at this, and twirl it around. I don't do that shit. I'm not, it doesn't make sense to me.
No.
And I got to tell you, I
think they're getting a little bit of a show when they go to Benihana, but I don't think it's that kind of show.
I've never, the dick pic thing, I don't get it. I've never done that. I've never asked for nude pictures of a woman.
You know what? This is a whole thing, and people really, really want to offer them to you. I'm going to put that out there. People really want to offer to you all sorts of, I don't know, photographic evidence of something. Like, is it like they're trying to send a headshot? I don't know. So is that what he was doing? Was he trying to send the headshot to these minors to see if they wanted to what?
Well,
I don't know.
You might actually be onto something there. And what's this guy's name? Sanchez? Gabe Sanchez. Yeah. So Gabe's going to explain, because you might actually be onto something there, that this might have actually been an advertisement.
An advertisement. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I got it. Let's see.
But one of those girls was Lauren Boebert. And after exposing himself, her first thought was, I'm gonna marry that man and he's gonna have my babies. No, really, she talks about it in her book.
Boebert describes meeting Jason when she was 16 years old.
I fell in love with Jason immediately, and I knew, without a doubt, he was the man I was meant to be with, for better or worse, forever.
You gotta love those Republican family values. The Boebert family really needs to clean up their act, especially Jason Boebert, who might want to start by shaving off whatever that is on his face. And speaking of...
And that's his, that was his, police photo. But that's what happened. That's how she met him. She was 16. He pulled out his dick, and she said, I'm going to marry that man.
Let me use that to procreate. So maybe
he's got a really pretty, unit. I don't know what to tell you.
Is that like how we're picking husbands nowadays? Like, have I been out of it for so long that I missed that, what you actually do is you get them to pull it out and you look at it and then you evaluate whether or not you want it to help you procreate? Well, I missed that chapter of an important book.
Yeah, maybe. I think maybe that's your resume going forward. All right, I got one more from Gabe Sanchez. Then we'll move on, 'cause, oh my God, we've eaten up a lot of time with the news here. Hang on, we'll go one more with Gabe, because this shit's just so funny this week. I mean.
August 2022, Boebert's neighbors called 911 twice after Jason Boebert drove over their mailbox and threatened them.
That is Lauren Boebert's jackass husband, Jason. He's running over my mailbox right now. Stop, you jackass! Get the out of here! Sir, talk to me. His kid was racing up and down our 25-mile-an-hour street doing 50 miles an hour. This guy, Jason Boebert, is as dumb as a post, so irrational. Do you know who his wife is? Lauren Boebert. She's loaded. They all have guns.
The neighbor asked Boebert's...
Okay, so I want to qualify this. I mean, these people, they are such white trash. And I hate to use that term, white trash, but it applies. Because the guy said, do you know who Jason and Lauren Boebert are. He says that, and they cut it out of the dialogue. But what does the dispatcher say? Yeah, I know.
Oh.
I know who they are.
Oh, that gives a little bit of context, doesn't it?
And I'm going to tell you right now, I was a cop. I've responded to a lot of domestic violence calls. Not a ton, but a lot in the short time I did patrol. But you get pretty familiar with, you get the same domestic violence call on a regular basis. I don't know what the law is in Hawaii or in Colorado, but in Hawaii, when it's a domestic violence case, the law is for police officers, you must arrest. There is no, there's no discretion involved. You can't exercise discretion. They waive it.
It's just, this is the type of call. This is what's happening.
Yeah,
it's pretty straight up.
Yeah, typically as a cop, you have a pretty good deal of discretion on, whether you
try to evaluate what you think is happening.
Yeah, so like I kind of, I catch a couple kids smoking pot in the alley. I don't have to arrest them. There's no law that says I have to arrest them or do anything, right? Typically, you just confiscate their shit, you throw it in the sewer, and you yell at them for a little bit and scare the shit out of them, and then you let them go.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying that's what I did because I don't want to get charged with something later on, but that's what I did. So anyway, well, I'm not like I'm going to bust a fucking couple high school kids or college kids for smoking a weed. Who gives a shit?
Well, it's equivalent to trying to like give them a first like warning, like, try to just like scare them a little bit.
You have to understand though, back then and still now, if you had a drug charge, you couldn't get into college. You'd get expelled from college. So you're basically ruining somebody's life for smoking pot, which is kind of a joke.
Right.
And especially in Hawaii, it was a huge joke because you know what happens in Hawaii? Marijuana is a weed, right? And the thing about weeds is they grow everywhere. And in Hawaii, they grow everywhere. When I was a cop, I'd walk down the street and I've literally seen marijuana plants growing out of the fucking sidewalk. Cracks in the fucking sidewalk. Because they're weeds. I mean, okay, so...
I'm sorry. My brain is going down this rabbit hole of Tupac Shakur's Rose That Grew From Concrete, and I kind of want there to be like a Hawaiian weed that grew from concrete version of
Oh, man. Yeah. But anyway, it's just stupid, and the whole thing is stupid. But, yeah, I mean, God, with Lauren Boebert, it's like the groping at the theater, domestic violence. Her 17-year-old son impregnated a girl, and I don't know what the deal was, but she swears the girl was 14 at the time. Why 14? Because under the law, if you're within 3 years, it's not statutory rape.
Wait.
So if I'm
within,
if I'm 7,
like if you're within 3 years of each other's age range, so like a 20-year-old and a 17-year-old, the 20-year-old's not going to be charged because their ages are close together.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say, in some ways that kind of makes some sense because I'm a high school teacher, and you have like the senior that's dating the sophomore or whatever. They cross 18 and then suddenly something that wasn't an issue is an issue, so I mean, I do understand the idea behind that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little different. Like, we went to college, so there were always people our own age. Mm-hmm. We weren't, we didn't have to shop at the local high school to find a date, right? It didn't happen. Right? We were in college. There were lots and lots of people our own age. It wasn't wasn't a big deal. But yeah, I guess, you know, if you're Lauren Boebert's kid, who clearly didn't go to college or isn't going to college. I mean, she got her GED like 3 or 4 months before she ran for Congress.
Oh, I didn't know.
She didn't even finish. She didn't finish high school. But yeah. So the white trash legacy lives on with the Boebert family. I know. We get a ton of views on the Boebert videos. I don't know why.
Maybe people just find her kind of curious because she's kind of like an oddball of a politician. Like,
no, not really. I mean, she was Ted Cruz founder, and basically she's a shill. She's an easy mark.
An oddball in terms of like her background's all kind of weird and like,
yeah,
it might be like more not her politics being anything particularly special, but just like they find her odd, you know, as a human. That might be part of the curiosity.
Well, I think you had a point. The country as a whole, the district, not so much, right? So we watched that clip earlier, and Jamie Raskin asked that question. I mean, do Republicans think the American people are this stupid? And the fact is they do. And the unfortunate fact is some of them, they're kind of right. Because there are a lot of people that voted for Lauren Boebert. And it's not because, I don't think it's necessarily because they're stupid. I think it's because most people, they're not like us. They're not plugged in all the time. Right? They have, like, we have jobs. We're busy people. But
yeah.
But we're also both single people, so we don't have families and shit that we have to deal with. But these people, they have families, they have jobs. I mean, when did they have time to be plugged into the political world? So they just see clips or snidbits. They never see the big picture. They don't have time to see the big picture. It takes effort.
Right.
So I don't blame anybody. I don't blame people who voted for Lauren Boebert. I don't blame people who vote for Trump. They don't understand. And it's not because they're stupid or they're slow or they're lazy. It's because they've got other shit going on. You know, not everybody can be politically involved all the fucking time. It's a lot of fucking work.
Correct.
Which is why we do the show. We're trying to boil some of this down for you. But anyway, we're oh my gosh, we're pushing time.